And then we're going to talk about advice for new drivers. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Let's go ahead and get it. I got a lot of questions about right-of-way rules, and we're going to talk about these today. The first one, when you come up to a four-way stop, there's a stop sign in front of you, one to the right, one to the left, and one across the street. It's confusing. I get it. So here's the answer. The vehicle that arrives first is the first vehicle that has the right of way. If two vehicles come together at the same time, the vehicle on the right has the right of way. That is your four-way stop right of way rules. Let's go over the next one. Who has the right of way at a T intersection? Not timeout, a T intersection. The answer is the vehicle on the through road has the right of way. And the car on the opposite side must stop. Again, we're talking about a T intersection. Next, who has the right of way at an uncontrolled intersection? This means there are no yield signs, there are no stop signs. We have an intersection with no signs whatsoever. It is uncontrolled. The answer, if there are no signs or signals, the vehicle to the right, your right, has the right of way. If two vehicles come together at the same time, the vehicle on the right goes first. Let's keep it going. Who has the right of way at a roundabout? Roundabouts are more common on road tests here in the United States and our brothers in the UK. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Answer, the vehicle inside the roundabout has the right of way. We must yield and let that vehicle proceed through. So this is why there are yield signs at the beginning of roundabouts. And roundabouts are, you guessed it, they are round. Let's go on. Who has the right of way merging on an expressway? Answer, the vehicles already on the expressway have the right of way over cars merging on. We're on the ramp, getting ready to pick up our speed and accelerate, getting up to about 70. But you're scared. You're only going 45. We got to pick up our speed and accelerate. We have to yield to vehicles on the expressway. We're either going to go over the top and accelerate, or we're going to squeeze our brakes and go behind the vehicle. You need to use one of those two ways to help you so you don't lose your competitive advantage and panic. That does happen. Hello, how are you? Let's keep it going. Who has the right of way at a pedestrian crossing? Drivers must yield for pedestrians in the crosswalk. If you're taking your driving test and you don't yield for pedestrians, you might as well go home. You failed your test and try another day. I'm trying to help you hit those points so you can pass that test. Thank you for the hearts. And if you're vibing right now, let me know, because I'm vibing too, because I'm helping you. Who has the right of way when the traffic light turns green? Answer, the vehicles with the green light facing them. However, drivers must still proceed with caution. Why? Pedestrians may walk in front of you, cars may run the light. When you're sitting in there in the car with your tester, with your mom, with your dad, with your coach, with your uncle, I'm your uncle, you need to look left and right when that light turns green, because you want to be careful. Who has the right of way when turning left? Another big question I get. Answer, vehicles turning left must yield for pedestrians and cars. Once it's safe, you proceed and go in the nearest lane. Always turn in the nearest lane. If you're making a left turn, you let traffic go by, you check for pedestrians, you turn and you hit right by that double yellow. If you're making a right turn, I want to see you look left, right, left, check for pedestrians, and go in the nearest lane by the curb. Thank you for them hearts. We vibing today, baby. Let's keep it going. Who has to right away when an emergency vehicle approaches? And question and answer is all vehicles must yield a right of way for an emergency vehicle. You must pull over to the right side of the road. If you can't get over to the right side of the road, then what I need you to do is stop when safe and allow the emergency vehicle to circumvent the flow of the traffic. What does this mean? The emergency vehicles driving through traffic. If this is bringing you value and you vibing right now, give it a thumbs up. Drop some hearts. What's up, Jackson? How are you? I forgot about you. Next, who has the right of way when a school bus is stopped, when red lights are flashing, and the stop arm is extended? Answer. All traffic must remain stopped until the school bus deactivates the lights and the stop arm retracts. If you're on a non-divided highway, you must stop on the other side. Why? The little kids are excited. They're going to run across the roadway. You have the moms and dads waiting for you. And trust me, you will get the beat down because you're out of pocket because you went across a school crossing red light stop, and you might as well say you failed. And all the parents in the community will beat you down. Let's keep going. Who has the right of way when a vehicle is backing out of a parking spot? We'll try it again. If the message didn't come through, you can hit me on Instagram, driving underscore with small letters underscore Myles. Okay? Reach out to me. We'll take care of you. Let's continue. So you're backing out of a parking spot. Who has the right of way? Answer. Vehicles already in the driving lane. Cars behind you moving, they have the right of way. You got to yield. You got to cover your brake. You got to wait till it's clear. You can't just back out because you're going to be out of pocket. Out of pocket means you're going to have an accident. And you, because you didn't yield, will get the ticket. Do you really want a ticket like that? We don't want you to have a ticket. But a lot of people don't understand the rules of the right of way, so I'm going to still go. If this is bringing you value, drop some more thumbs up. I want to get those thumbs up, baby. Let's go. Who has the right of way when a bicyclist is crossing the street at a designated crosswalk? Answer. The bicyclist crossing the designated crosswalk has the right of way and must yield to pedestrians. So I need you to understand that and take your time in that situation so you can be more successful. Always yield the right of way to pedestrians, to bicyclists. Pedestrians, if there's no sidewalk, they walk toward traffic. They're walking toward us. You should see them on your right. Bicyclists ride with the flow of the traffic. A bicyclist should never be riding against traffic because they could be struck and they could be hit. Let's keep it going, baby. Who has the right of way when entering a traffic circle? This will help you in the United States. This will help our brothers and sisters in the UK. This will help our brothers and sisters in Europe. Thank you, fam, for supporting me. I love you and I appreciate you. Answer. Vehicles already in the traffic circle have right of way over vehicles entering. We all been on TV and seen the giant traffic circle in Europe. You're like, oh my God. Yes, you got to yield to traffic already in the circle. Next, who has the right of way when turning right on a red light after a complete stop? This is another huge question I get, and this is another way that you fail. You must stop completely, 3 seconds. You look left, right, and left. If there's no sign prohibiting the turn, it is now safe to do so after, please listen, after you come to a complete stop. You want to yield to traffic, you want to look for pedestrians, look for bikes, make sure it's clear, and then you turn, guess what, in the nearest lane, L-A-N-E. Keep your turn as short as possible. It facilitates a smoother flow of traffic. Why? People making left turns are making left in the lane next to you. If you turn in the wrong lane, that's your fault. Next, who has the right of way when a pedestrian is walking with a green signal? Answer, the pedestrian with the green signal has the right of way at crosswalks, and vehicles must yield. I don't care if you're in the UK, I don't care if you're in Europe, I don't care if you're in the United States. Pedestrians have the right of way. We need to understand and protect pedestrians because they don't have bumpers on them, right? Let's keep going. Who has the right of way when making a U-turn? Answer, U-turns generally are allowed unless there's a sign prohibiting that. You got a question, put it in. We're on U-turns. However, drivers must yield to oncoming traffic. If I'm making a U-turn and there's no signs, I got to yield to traffic coming at me because I'm getting ready to turn in front of them. I'm going to turn on my signal. If I'm making a U-turn to the left, making a left complete turn, I'm turning on my left turn signal. Bicyclists, you always want to yield for them. They should be riding with the flow of the traffic. You should have a helmet on. You should have reflectors on your bike. Okay, highway, bicyclists should not be on the highway, right? That doesn't even make sense. Bicyclists should not be on the highway. If you are a motorbike in the United States, you need to have a over 125cc engine, okay? Because you need to be able to at least get up to 50 or 55 miles an hour, okay? Pets on the leash, unless you got a greyhound and they run fast, you need to be on the street. You need to be on the sidewalk. I'm not going to put my pet to that. Tell me what country you're in. I love it. Let's go to the next one. Who has the right of way when entering a roadway from an alley? You, and answer is vehicles entering a roadway from an alley must yield. You got to yield to cars on the road in front of you. The same way coming out of McDonald's. Big boy. Taco Bell. You got to yield to traffic left and right. Okay, thank you. I will check it. Who has the right of way when two vehicles are approaching a narrow bridge where only one vehicle can approach? Answer, the vehicle closest to the bridge goes first. Just like when you're driving on the road and there are cars parked on the left or on the right. Who goes first? The vehicle closest to the vehicle has the right of way. Another good one. Who has the right of way when encountering a funeral procession? Answer, the funeral procession always typically has the right of way, and other drivers are expected to yield and show respect for the procession. Let's talk about what new drivers and advice you need to have. A lot of beginning drivers do traffic light driving. You don't go into the deep areas of downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown LA, Los Angeles, California. Let's not forget our brothers and sisters from the UK. Thank you for those hearts. That means a lot, right? In the beginning, you're going to go traffic light to traffic light. You're going to see the traffic light. The light's yellow. I got to slow down. The light's green. I can go fast. The light's red. I got to squeeze my brake. But what I need you to do is look left, look right. I need you to see the car pulling out. Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thank you. Drop a heart. Drop a like. Share. You've got to see the whole traffic scene. 2 to 5 p.m. is the most dangerous time. We have a lot of young drivers on the road. We have people who are leaving the downtown area to come to the suburbs. We have people leaving the suburban areas to come down to the city. We have truck drivers who've been driving 10 hours, 12 hours. They are tired. Yes, they are getting out of work, and they don't have time for beginning drivers or you driving slow in the fast lane. Don't put yourself in that stress. You will get cut off. After hours, kids are getting out of school. Facts on that. Amen. Next, watch others driving. Look at all of my content. Parallel parking, merging on expressway, roundabouts, driving in neighborhoods, driving in school zones, driving in downtown Detroit, driving in downtown Los Angeles, driving in downtown Houston, Texas. I have that content on there and you need to be looking at it. You need to be aware. When you're driving, you got to be a defensive driver. You got to cover your brake and slow down. Beginning drivers tend to tailgate and drive very fast. I need to see you have more room. I have a short right now where I'm here, and you need to have more room, definitely, and thank you, real talk. You got to study yielding. My first session, I was talking about yielding the right of way. You've got to yield. You helped me too, and thank you. And this brings you value, give it a thumbs up, share. If you really like it, subscribe. You got to yield and understand the right of way. We did a study yesterday. More accidents and more fatalities. People who are dying get hit at intersections. When you come into an intersection, your driver's ed antenna, woo, 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 need to come up. I gotta slow down, bro. I'm 50. The speed limit's 35. I'm out of pocket. You gotta slow down. I can help you. We're gonna set up a stand store where you'll be able to reach out, set up a phone call. We'll set that up, and then you'll be able to reach out to me. So pedestrians, bicyclists, they are the most vulnerable and they die the most times at intersections. When you're driving, you have got to start slowing down and looking left, looking middle, looking right, because someone's life is depending on you not to run a light, not to go hard, right? You gotta pay attention 100%. Bam, amen to that. Next, I want to talk about using the big 5 strategies, right? Number 1, concentrate. Drop the phone. You're not missing anything except killing someone. And then what's going to happen, the person you hit, the lawyers are going to subpoena the phone company that you have, and they're going to find out my client was on the phone. It's a wrap. You're in jail 7 years, 12 years. Manslaughter. You didn't intend to kill someone, but you got to be aware. And you're correct on both ends. Let's continue. Yeah, drop the phone, put it down, focus on driving. It's really a chilled meditation process, right? You got to drive at speeds for the conditions. If you're driving in downtown Detroit and the draft is coming tomorrow, don't you know it's going to be 300,000 people down there? Turn, yep. So you got to turn the music down. Is my music good? Give me a thumbs up, right? I'm trying to get some beats going to get you hyped, right? So you got to use all your senses, right? You got to be aware of everything around you, your hearing, your sight, your smell, your touch. All of these things play factors. Yes, I appreciate you, and you're a good student because it's the small things that will make you that elite driver. Whether you're in the UK, common sense, 100%, but people don't have common sense. Pedestrians will walk out in front of you. Bicyclists will turn out in front of you. Cars will run lights. That's where that defensive driving mindset comes in, because we're trying to save a life. We're not trying to take a life. You feel me? Next, increase your following distance. A lot of beginning drivers tailgate. Thank you. I like that hype. I'm going to keep it going. I should not get a copyright strike because it's royalty free, but we'll see. Next, you want to have a lot of room when you drive. You want to be able to see and be seen. If I'm driving in downtown Houston, downtown Detroit, right? We need to be careful. We have to be aware. We got to watch for pedestrians. We have people who are excited to be in downtown Detroit for the draft. We have people excited to be downtown Houston, Texas. We have people excited to be in LA, right? So when you have people down there, you've got to really be chilled. Like, you know someone's going to walk in front of you. You know that kid's going to walk out. You know that fine young lady's going to walk out. You know that old man's going to walk out. You know those little kids are going to walk out. So you want to cover your brake and be a defensive driver, right? Next, don't scare your parents, because if you scare your parents, they're not going to want to drive with you anymore. So you want to take your time and talk to your mom and dad and say, listen, mom and dad, I'm learning how to drive. Whoever's in the front seat is going to be my co-pilot. Mom, I want you in the front this time. Please help me, support me. Oh, thank you. Dad, you're chilled. I want you in the front this time. Okay, son, you're going to go to the right. Next street, you're going to make a left. If your parents feel like they're important in the process, they're more willing to help you because you're going to be scared. Yeah, dads have got to be patient too, and moms. A lot of moms are grabbing that invisible handle. They're screaming. Dads are like, I know you didn't run that light, and then you hit a car. So you got to really calm down and have it balanced. Sometimes both of them talk too much and you need some peace. So you got to have that conversation with your mom and dad and say, listen, I'm learning how to drive. Mom and dad, please don't scream at me because you're going to make me very nervous. I'm going to miss a light. Dad, you're telling me to go straight. Mom, you're telling me to stop. And I'm going to make a left turn and crash. So you got to have that conversation. And you're going to have your little brother or sister in the back. And they're going to be like, I don't want to die. And you're like, Mom, Dad, can you get that kid so I don't choke them? Real talk, right? Thank you. Because I'm giving you real life situations. And because I'm a real life instructor, I teach in the Midwest. I'm a state certified instructor. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you really want to learn, you're going to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to go live tonight about 7:30, right? In NYC, I've been there before. A lot of pedestrians. I've seen the Statue of Liberty, a beautiful area, but so many pedestrians. Whoa, bro, right? Whoa. Let's continue. We talked about stopping early, right? Yeah, I got you, man. Have fun, enjoy, right? There needs to be verbal communication. I'm an instructor. I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay, at the next light, I want you to slow down and make a right turn. Turn on your blinker. Okay. Hey, I want you to get on the expressway. Get that gas up to about 55. When you get on the ramp, push it up, accelerate out. Don't forget to look over your shoulder. Boom. Your mom and dad are not an instructor. They're going to say, hey, go to grandma's house. How do I get there? You've been watching me for the last 15 years. I don't know how to get there. Well, have your parents give you directions. Next, don't assume that beginning drivers know what to do. Your parents need to be patient. Guys, I love you. Thank you, and I'll be on later. Bye.